Hey y'all, welcome to the channel. So today we are gonna have a little battle. We're gonna have a little battle of the citrusy gourmands. So I have 5 fragrances here that I'm gonna talk about, and then we're gonna pick a winner. How's that? So if you're interested, please keep watching. Before we get started with the video, I'd like to introduce myself. My name is Roxanne, and this is Roxanne's Retreat. If this is your first time joining me, thank you and welcome. And if you've been here before and you've decided to come back, big up your whole self. Truly appreciate your continued support. Lord, brain fart. Your continued support of my channel. If you have not already subscribed, please consider doing so. Give the video a thumbs up if you enjoyed the content, and make sure your notification bell is turned on so you will be notified every single time I upload a video. As always, before we get started with the fragrances, let us talk about my scent of the day. So today I decided to pull for this one here, and this is Ocean de GIOIA. So this is like a really fresh fragrance. To me, it's like a fresh, fruity floral, mostly white florals in here. I think it opens with some pear, and there's lily of the valley. Anywho, this is a fragrance that's like so pretty, so light, so airy. It's great for really hot days, and I live in Florida, so I have more hot days than anything. So I decided to pull for this one today to just cool me down. So this one is Ocean de GIOIA from the house of Giorgio Armani. Okay, so like I said in the intro, we'll be talking about citrusy gourmand fragrances. Now, I have 5 fragrances here that kind of fall into that category. Some of them are super popular, but there's one that I've really never heard of before I discovered it. But that doesn't mean that you've never heard of it. But anyways, I'll talk about that one today too. So let us start off with this one right here from the house of Sillage, and this is Hufflepuff. So to know and love Hufflepuff, you guys already know that this is a super delicious lemony gourmand. There's an additional note of coconut in this one, and there's a ton of vanilla in the mids and the base. So it starts off like really bright and airy with that lemon, but it's not pledge lemon. It's like a really, to me, it's like the rind of the lemon, not really the actual fruit of the lemon. Like my mom and other people in the Caribbean, they used to do that with the rind of like the lime. They would peel it off and make a tea with it. But so same thing, I kind of get that kind of vibe on the opening of Hufflepuff, and not like the actual fruit. But then it moves so beautifully on the skin, and then the dry down is more like more vanillic with just like a hint of like a lemon kind of cake. So yeah, that's Hufflepuff from the house of Sillage. So now this one gives me, I want to say about 6 hours on the skin. The projection, and the sillage, I would say it's moderate. It depends on how much I spray. Never buy these at full price, okay? I'm just telling you right now. If no one has ever told you, never buy House of Sillage fragrances at full price, because they always have a sale. Because at full price, it's just ridiculous. But anyways, Hufflepuff from the house of Sillage. It's a beautiful fragrance. The packaging itself is just gorgeous, and I enjoy wearing this. I get tons of compliments when I wear this. People have to be closer to me though, but once they come closer, they are mesmerized. So this is Hufflepuff from the house of Sillage. Okay, next up we have this one right here from the house of Acro, and this is Acro Bake. Y'all already knew this was going to be on the list. This is another super popular fragrance, and I just love it. I just love the fragrances in this category. So this one, it actually says that it's actual lemon zest, and then there's rum, whipped cream, praline, vanilla. It's just good. I love it. Oh gosh. So it does not, again, on my skin, I like to preface this, I like to say this because people always complain about stuff like that. On the skin, it does not give me like cleaning solution. It gives me like a really candied lemon. That's what I get on my skin. There's brown sugar in here also. Gosh, it's so good. It's so delicious. I want to drink the thing. Oh gosh, yeah. And it's just like really fluffy and creamy. And the other day, I layered this with Oriana. Woo-wee! Y'all, that was magical. It was magical. Raspberry lemon, like a raspberry lemon tart or something like that. It was so, so good. Compliments would not stop. Every time I walk by someone, they would go on and on. Anyways, Acro Bake gives me about 6 hours on the skin. The projection and the sillage, I would say, is moderate. But I love this one. I love this one. I just love this whole category, front and back, like literally. So it's really going to be hard for me to choose a winner. But anyways, this is Acro Bake. Get your nose on it if you haven't already, y'all. You know, it's pretty popular. Next up, we have this one here, the Good Girl Devotion, and this is the OG Devotion. The Good Girl Devotion is in the house. You know, people would think that they all smell the same, but they don't. They really don't all smell the same. They all bring something a little bit unique to the table. Yeah, this one is more, I would say of the first two, this one, the lemon or whatever citrus is in the opening is a little bit more loud than the other two. But they still all kind of dry down to this really very pretty vanillic citrusy vibe. Yeah, it's so cozy. This is such a cozy fragrance. I love it, but I wear it when it's hot too. But I'm just saying that if you're just in the mood to lay in bed and watch Netflix all day, this is a good candidate. Actually, everybody on this list is a good candidate. So this opens with like a candied citrus. There's panna cotta in here, which is a dessert. There's rum. There's also vanilla and orange blossom. If I didn't mention it, I don't think I mentioned it, but Acro Bake also has rum in it. None of them are boozy. I would say none of them have like any kind of boozy vibe, but I do believe that the rum in these two fragrances, it kind of cuts the sweet a little bit, but it's still really a sweet fragrance. So, so good. So good. I don't know. How could people not like Devotion? But there are a lot of people that don't like Devotion. I found that out recently. But anyways, this fragrance right here is gorgeous. Look at my dent. I mean, I'm not playing around. It is doing its thing. I love it. Love, love, love it. Gives me about 6 hours on the skin with a moderate sillage, moderate projection. I don't know if I said that before, but if I didn't, here it is. If I did, forgive me. But yeah, and I just enjoy wearing this fragrance. Even in the heat, even in the Florida heat, I can pull this off. Even if I overspray, it's not too much. So yep, this is Devotion from the house of Dolce & Gabbana. Okay, so next up we have this one right here. And this one is called Cookie Crunch from the house of Colette. I don't know if I'm saying it correctly, but it's from that house. It's the same house that has Joelle, which is like a really chocolatey fragrance. But this one is a lemony kind of, I want to say the texture. It gives me, when I smell it, there's like some kind of texture to it, like a biscuit, kind of like something like that. I don't know, like doughy. I'm not sure if I'm explaining it right, but that's the difference between this one and the others. Like this one has like more of a doughy effect. So there's meringue, whipped cream, lemon, biscuit, sugar, and vanilla. Oh gosh, this one is really good. Nobody talks about this one, maybe because it's been around for a minute, but I really love this one. I really love this one, and I think of all of them that we already mentioned, this one is the most affordable thus far. So it gives the same vibe, but this one has more, like I said, more of a fluffy kind of doughy texture to the fragrance. And I mean, it's just quite enjoyable. I'm not gonna lie. I love it, love it, love it. Now the performance on this one, again, about 5 hours on the skin, moderate projection, moderate sillage. That's what it does on me. But the dry down is so good, y'all. The dry down makes me want to lick my skin. I'll be in the ER. Perfume poisoning. Anywho, it makes me want to lick my skin, like literally. It is a gorgeous fragrance, a gorgeous citrusy gourmand with more of a fluffy texture than the others. So yep, this is Cookie Crunch from the house of Colette. Colette, I'm not sure. Last and certainly not least is this one right here, and this is Unknown Pleasures from the house of Kerosene. Y'all knew this one had to be on the list because, you know, a lot of people dub this one the king, the queen, whichever we want to call it, of the citrusy gourmands. Yeah, and this one has a little difference in it. It's not all the way sweet like the rest. This one is a little bit more versatile because of that Earl Grey tea in here. It kind of cuts the sweetness a little bit. So people that don't enjoy these other four, they're probably going to enjoy this one. Yeah, because it's a little different. And there's some people that, because they enjoy the other four, they don't like this tea note that's in here. But to me, I like the tea note. It just gives it a little bit more balance. It makes you be able to wear this fragrance even in a hotter climate. So there's lemon, caramel, vanilla, Earl Grey tea, bergamot, honey, and tonka bean. Oh yes, it just gives all the deliciousness. All the deliciousness. I want some on my skin. Let me see how it's going to mix with that Acro de GIOIA. Ocean de GIOIA. Yeah, this one is really good. So if you prefer like the fragrance to have a little bit more interest, a little bit more depth, this one would be the one for you because of that Earl Grey tea note. Yeah. The tea note gives it a little bit more of an aromatic vibe as opposed to all the way sweet. But in the end, it still dries down to like a really sweet, vanillic kind of citrusy vibe. So it just all depends on your preference and how, you know, you want your fragrance to wear. Now, this one is the beast of them all. This one gives me 7+ hours on the skin. And I would say the sillage is a bit more than moderate, leaving and projects a bit more than moderately. So this one, of all the four that I discussed, of the 5 of them, this one is the one that performs the best. This one is a beast mode in my opinion, especially if it's been sitting there for a minute. So yep, this is Unknown Pleasures from the house of Kerosene. Okay, so if I had to rank these, right, from number 5 to number 1, this is the way I would rank it. I don't want to, but I will, just for fun. So in the number 5 position, I'm going to go with Devotion. So Devotion comes in at number 5. Number 4, Bake from Acro. Number 3... this one's tricky. Yikes. This is hard. Number 3, I'm gonna go with Cookie Crunch from Colette. That's number 3. Number 2, I'm going with Unknown Pleasures. I know this one is usually the king, but in my book, this is number 2. And number 1, we're going to go with the good girl Hufflepuff. For some reason, this is the one that has stolen my heart of all these 5 citrusy gourmands. So like I'm going to repeat, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Okay, y'all, so that brings us to the end of the video. I hope you enjoyed it. It was just me just having a little bit of fun with my citrusy gourmand fragrances in my collection. I have 5 of these. Do you need all 5 of them? I don't think so. There's some of them that they smell pretty similar, but they all have something unique. So if you're a collector, especially this one right here, because really people don't talk about this one too much, Cookie Crunch, try to get your nose on it. Get a decan and see if you have any of the other ones, see if you find any difference in it, because I do find a big difference. But anyways, that brings us to the end of the video. And like I always say, we could be anything in this world we want to be with hard work, dedication, perseverance. But while we're getting there, and even if we're already there, well, what are we going to do? We're going to smell like good people. We're going to smell fabulous at all times. Make sure you subscribe. See you in the next video. Bye-bye.